Oh, hello, fellow horror fans and nerds. I'm so angry right now. I just found out that they are remaking Andrzej Żuławski's 1981 horror film Possession. I have a lot of thoughts about that, and if I could put it into words, I think it would go something like remaking Possession is a horrible freaking idea. Welcome to Screaming Queen with James Tison. Today I'm going to be talking about the casting and production updates with this cursed remake and outline the 3 reasons that I think a Possession remake is a terrible, 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 terrible idea. Okay, first of all, if you haven't seen Possession, then stop this video right now and go watch it. It'll take you like 2 hours. And then afterwards, you're gonna want to do about 6 years of psychotherapy to process what you just watched. So go do all of that and then come back to this video. And I'll see you in 6 years and 2 hours. For the rest of you, let's get into it.
Talking to you?
Excuse me!
So first, here's the updates that kind of came out, I guess, this week. Apparently, we found out a year ago that Parker Finn was going to be directing a remake of Possession.
Possession, what you're currently working on then?
Yes, so I'm very excited about it. I can't say too much about it. It's going to be homaging and honoring Żuławski's masterpiece while, sort of being a spiritual sibling or descendant.
Parker Finn is the creator, writer, and director of Smile 1 and Smile 2, but it looks like he's about to direct his first Frown. You can unfollow my channel now. Like I said, I wasn't aware of the remake at all until this week's casting updates made it top entertainment news headlines. So it was announced that Callum Turner and Margaret Qualley are going to be playing the marital couple in the remake. Of course, I know Margaret Qualley from The Substance and being Andie MacDowell's daughter. Great actor. I loved her in The Substance. I also really like Parker Finn. None of my negative joie de vivre here is about either of them, really. There was reportedly a major bidding war over the whole project like a year ago. Netflix and A24 wanted it, but Paramount won out. More on that in a minute. For now, those are the broad strokes. So why am I being such a pissy little internet baby about this? I'm so happy you asked. As promised, here are the 3 reasons that I think a Possession remake is a terrible, 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 terrible idea. 3 reasons, 4 terribles. Reason 1, the original is a deeply personal piece in a way that defies the logic of remakes. When I say that it's personal, I don't mean that it's like a little autobiographical like Steven Spielberg and The Fabelmans. Although I also think it would be weird for any other director to remake The Fabelmans. It's personal, like, this director bled all over the page and the screen, and what we're watching are the after effects of his self-inflicted wounds. I'm not kidding. Remaking Possession is almost like if an author set out to rewrite the Diary of Anne Frank. Like, what? Can't do that. And like, that comparison might be borderline offensive, but the main point of it is that Possession functions like a diary, and specifically like a diary written in a hyper-specific historical context. Everyone loves to remember the crazy freak-out scene and all the fights and stuff between the couple, but at the heart of Possession, the central relationship is an allegory for distinct Cold War dynamics within the city of Berlin. The film is at least partially a statement about the fractured identity of Germany and Eastern Europe under Russian control.
What's happening to us is just natural. Feelings change.
The political aspect of the original film creates so many problems for a remake. I would say it creates more problems than any other part of the film, but we'll get there. If you ignore the political aspects of the original, then it's like, why even call it a remake other than to piggyback off the name recognition so that you can go make a bunch of money at the box office? But then on the flip side, do I want an American version of Possession that weaves in commentary about modern day Trump's America? No, I don't. No, a million times no. And I'm like, anti-Trump as the day is long, but like, no, that sounds so stupid. Please don't do that. Don't do any of that. Stop making this movie. And that brings me to reason number 2, Paramount. If there's a question over whether or not the remake will be able to honor the original's political ambitions and themes, I think the answer is not if Paramount is making it. Oh, I'm sorry, or should I say Paramount, Skydance, Warner Brothers, HBO, CNN, CBS is making it.
A major media merger getting one step closer to reality. Shareholders have voted overwhelmingly to approve the merger. The multi-billion-dollar plus offer for Warner Brothers Discovery includes popular networks TNT, CNN, and Discovery Channel.
Remember the merger? You know, the big fear when these big studios merge is the effect that it's going to have on the art that gets made. Artists' voices get silenced and movies get less creative. The Possession remake will be the canary in the coal mine regarding these fears around the merger. The original Possession is pure chaos. It's unwieldy in narrative, style, genre, dialogue, acting, all of it. And most importantly for this conversation, it flopped. The full version of Possession would flop again if it was released today. It is an art house cult classic. If there's one thing I can guarantee about Possession being made through Paramount, it's that whatever the final product is, it will be designed to make money off the mainstream horror film market, just like Smile 1 and Smile 2, which again, I like, but those were not art house movies. And by the way, everything I'm saying, the changes that I anticipate they'll make to the film, the final product being ultimately a watered-down version of the original, all of that are probably smart business decisions on their part. That is what's going to happen, and it will make them a ton of money. When I say that this movie sounds terrible, I mean creatively bankrupt, but it's going to make them millions of dollars. More on that in a second, because we really need to talk about the French actress-shaped elephant in the room, Isabelle Adjani.
Well, I love you too, but what makes me go on is to know he'll return and I'll make him suffer and I'll hurt him and I'm betraying him, but this brings me small rewards.
I like Margaret Qualley. I like her a lot. And I'm really prone to dislike Nepo babies. But she's great. I love her in The Substance. If anyone was right for this role of a remake to play Anna, I think probably it would be her. She even looks like a young version of Isabelle Adjani. The problem is that no one is right to play this role. Isabelle Adjani did it, y'all. Like, it's done.
Don't even try!
It's not just that she's good in the movie. Isabelle Adjani literally had a nervous breakdown making this film. And if you've seen her performance in it, that's probably not surprising. I had a nervous breakdown rewatching it last night. I'm unwell right now. That lore on and off screen make it untouchable. It's the same reason nobody wants a remake of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Jack Nicholson did it, y'all. It's the same reason that no version of the Joker has hit as hard since Heath Ledger. He killed himself playing the Joker. Pack it on up. Put it away. While I do believe that Isabelle Adjani's performance is so good that we have to, retire the jersey, it is also her off-screen experience making this movie that is a huge part of my argument for why we should not revisit this material. By all accounts, Andrzej Żuławski was a madman. It was a crazed production. Years after the film, Isabelle Adjani called Possession psychological pornography, and she has a point. In fact, many critics over the years have taken it to task for its perceived misogyny. And I do want to push back on it a little because I do think that the toxicity from both partners is a fundamental part of the meaning of the film. But there are valid points being made, especially by Isabelle Adjani herself. Here's a quote from a 2016 interview with Playlist. Possession is only the type of film you can do when you are young. Andrzej Żuławski is a director that makes you sink into his world of darkness and his demons. It is okay when you are young because you are excited to go there. His movies are very special, but they totally focus on women as if they are lilies. It was quite an amazing film to do, but I got bruised inside out. It was exciting to do. It was no bones broken, but it was like, how or why did I do that? I don't think any other actress ever did 2 films with him. I don't think so either. Now listen, part of me still wants to defend Andrzej Żuławski against the misogyny claims, but then I came across this interview of him talking about Isabelle Adjani.
Rodziło się w niej coś takiego jak poczucie gwiazdorstwa. Ją dzisiaj doprowadziło, bo mówimy w roku 2000, do katastrofy, dlatego że ona jest tak w tej chwili wypchana jakimiś chemikaliami, silikonami, Bóg wie czym, że jest niepodobna sama do siebie. To jest człowiek, ta straszna praca nad sobą, żeby wciąż być cudownie młoda i tak dalej, bo ona wygląda jak Frankenstein. To jest coś nieprawdopodobnego.
Huh. Yeah. You seem like a misogynist, dude. I can't think of a less empathetic perspective to take on an actress you worked with who experienced aging in the entertainment industry during the decades that you worked with her. Like, are you out of your mind? Also, all of this coming from like a shriveled up prune of a human being. Like, who are you to talk about anybody's appearance, dude? Like, I love your movie, but like, David Lynch would never, and that's all I'm gonna say. Here's a quote from Sam Neill from his memoir. He asked much more than a director should. Nowadays, I doubt you'd get away with it. But with Żuławski, you would do whatever it was he wanted. And although that makes me sound like a classic victim of abuse, which in a sense I think we were, it was more than that. We had complete belief in him as an artist, and we wanted to make this thing, whatever it was. We really wanted to be in this thing. We were making something bigger than ourselves. And I think they did make something bigger than themselves. That's kind of my whole point. No modern day production could or should work like the original production. But that level of insanity behind the scenes is why we got such a brilliant, problematic, horrifying, misogynistic, insightful, complicated masterpiece. I respect everyone involved with the remake. Like I said, I really do like Parker Finn, I really do like Margaret Qualley, and I hope that I'm wrong. The good news is, it doesn't matter if I am right or wrong, because this thing is almost guaranteed to make $200 million at the box office. I'm sure it'll spawn some Possession cinematic universe that Blumhouse is going to buy for $1 billion in 10 years. Horror movies make bank, and they don't have to be good. In fact, it's lately been really, really beneficial to not be all that good. In Scream 7, I'm looking at you. Again, everything I'm saying about why it's going to feel like a watered-down version of the original is also why it's going to make so much friggin' money. And what can I say? I'm 100% part of the problem because I will probably go see this POS in theaters. So, you got me again, Paramount. Until next time. This has been Screaming Queen with James Tison. Like and subscribe. Where do I point for that? You know, it's around here somewhere. You know, my whole channel is like, I'm your older gay cousin who knows a lot about movies. You know, it's like a good hang, a little chaotic, small doses, 20 minutes every 2 weeks. So I'll see you in 2 weeks.